water. And we know about the tragedy in Flint, but it is much broader than that, from the Detroit public schools and homes and other school systems and so on. So, we want to eliminate those lead pipes to the extent possible.
Senator Stabenow says protecting the Great Lakes is another priority for the state. It's unwelcome news for Michiganders looking to escape to warmer weather this winter. MN's Jason Scott has details.
So you're planning sunshine? Too bad, says the CDC. It's advising travelers avoid several popular vacation spots because they're now at level 4, very high COVID-19 risk. Some of those spots include the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Bermuda, and the British Virgin Islands, among others. The Bahamas hits home as it's a top international destination for Michigan residents, according to the outlet InsureMyTrip.com. It's not all bad news. There is some good. If you already have a trip planned, you still have time to buy travel insurance, which can allow for trip cancellation, trip interruption, emergency medical, quarantine coverage, weather delays, and lost baggage.
One of the attorneys representing the Oxford School District is moving to have the lawsuit filed by Jeffrey Feiger seeking $100 million from the November 30th mass shooting put on hold. Attorney Tim Mullins says many more lawsuits are coming and that criminal cases need to take precedence. During a hearing in federal court yesterday, Mullins said lawyers who are planning to sue the school district on behalf of students and their families. An attorney from Feiger's law firm adamantly disagrees with the stay, arguing the criminal case could drag on for years with memories fading and evidence lost. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 911. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Some cloudiness can linger in parts of the area early today. Lots of sunshine for this afternoon. Highs will top out near 21 degrees. Winds south-southwesterly 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows drop to 10 above. Winds south 5 to 10. Saturday becomes mostly cloudy. Chance for snow showers developing or building into the area during the afternoon. Highs warm into the middle 20s. And then Saturday night, any snow showers end early. Otherwise, mainly cloudy and lows. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Right now it's 13.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome. Welcome back to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from my Second on Spirit home studio, and brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential and commercial real estate needs, let Linda go to work for you. Give her a call, 989-295-7713. She's located at the Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you'll also find Cafe 476 with its delicious soups and foods and beverages, all waiting for you. As we talked about during the morning team show, it's kind of a new format. It's not going to sound very different to you, but we have restructured Fridays here on WSGW to include at least 1 hour open phones and 1 hour of a consumer type topic. Reason for that is we have a new show on Saturday mornings called The Money Pit, which will preempt our former Saturday show. So we're moving that Saturday show to here. So all the regulars that you're used to hearing, the Ernie Kriegers and Jim Begix and all those folks, we will have them on as often as possible on Fridays, probably during the second hour at 10 o'clock, but sometimes it may reverse. So for today, this hour is open lines, whatever you want to talk about. It's kind of a gab fest day. So you give us a call at 989-752-6111. That's in Saginaw and Bay City. It's pretty much everywhere because they don't charge long distance and roaming anymore. But there is a toll-free number for Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. So that's how you get a hold of us and tell us what's on your mind. I've got a number of things I want to chat about. And then I will tell you at 10 o'clock this morning, after the 10 o'clock news, we're going to be talking to a friend of mine by the name of Paul White. Paul, a former businessman in the area, owned a cleaning service, Roth Cleaners, for many, many years, and is a motivational speaker and author. He's penned a book on, I would call it self-help, I guess, but he's a very positive thinker. And we're going to learn about some of the tricks he uses to stay positive that may help you be positive. All that will be coming up after the 10 o'clock news. And at 11 this morning, after the 11 o'clock news, we're going to talk about radon. We're going to do that with Chris Clawoon from the Saginaw County Health Department. So that is what is ahead this morning. A couple of things I plucked out of the news. This was in the Detroit News this morning. And given the nature of Michigan, it's an article that's pretty important, actually. The headline is, Union Membership Falls Despite High-Profile Labor Actions. According to all reports, union membership in 2021 fell to lows, historic lows. Even as strikes and other things took place, and it's an interesting scenario. 2020, of course, saw a rare increase in the membership rate as jobs became scarce. Workers were afraid of losing their jobs because of the pandemic. Union membership actually increased in 2020, but fell again in 2021 to historic lows. So just thought I'd mention that this morning. We have Elvin in Saginaw. Good morning. Alvin, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. I guess my question is not necessarily the union stuff you're talking about, but I was wondering about state roads and the maintenance. Is that up to the cities that they go through to maintain those roads, or is it?
No.
Or is it the state?
The state, MDOT. Any federal highway, any state numbered road is the responsibility of MDOT. M58 is the responsibility. Yes, the responsibility of MDOT.
Okay, so I guess my question is, why is it that when State Street goes to the city, it's so terrible, but out in the township, they're beautiful. You know, I guess that's really my question. I was wondering.
In other words, why? Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not. That's an interesting question, Alvin, because once that road splits like it does, you have Davenport going west and State going east. I'm not sure. I'm going to have.
It's not their responsibility.
What?
I know Davenport is not necessarily the state's responsibility.
Well, if it's part of M58, it would be.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was just when it goes towards 675.
No, it's a two-way. It's a two-way road. It goes both ways. It's just split. Davenport goes west and State goes east. But I'm not sure once that split happens, who's responsible for it. I will find out, though, because that's an interesting question.
And, 46 is the same way. I mean, all the way through Thomas, through Thomas Township, all the way through the Saginaw Township. It's beautiful, but then the minute it hits the city, it's just a mess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to find out. That's a good question, Alvin. It's a
All
good
right.
question.
No, that's all I wanted. I thought maybe you knew that. I know you know a lot of things.
Yeah. Thanks, friend.
So you do. You are my go-to man.
Yeah. All right, Alvin. We'll talk to you, my friend. Take care,
Thanks.
buddy. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye.
I will find out, though. I'll talk to MDOT and ask about that. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. I just heard this morning that the singer Meatloaf had just passed away at 74 yesterday. And I'll give your listeners a little music trivia, and they might want to chime in later if they know any information. But Meatloaf's real name was Marvin Lee Day.
Yep.
And
It's been in the news.
a lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. The Tri-Cities drummer named Pete Woodman in 1967 used to play locally in a band called Dick Wagner and the Bossmen. He formed a band out there in L.A. and Marvin Lee Day was the lead singer.
Yeah, they talked about it this morning.
They moved the band back to Tri-Cities. The band was called Popcorn Blizzard. And in 1969, they had a Bay City State Park Battle of the Bands contest, and they won that contest.
Mm-hmm.
From there, after the contest, they relocated to Detroit area.
You didn't hear the morning team show, then, I assume.
No, I did not.
Because you also would have heard that I mentioned the fact that Meatloaf lived in this house that I live in.
Is that right?
So I've been told.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So there you go. All the rest was talked about, though. The bands were talked about.
The very house that you're living in now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, well.
Wow.
That didn't help me any.
What other information did I?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
But they talked about the bands, and they talked about the fact that that he played locally and played around the Tri-Cities. It was all discussed.
I was at Bay City State Park roller rink when the band performed, and I was there when they announced the winner.
Cool.
1969.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, he certainly went on to fame and fortune, no doubt about it. Great artist.
He sure did.
Had a tremendous voice. People don't realize he was almost operatic in his voice, and and a great actor. So, all right, good enough, Paul.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, that opens the lines for you. He also changed his name from Marvin to Michael in 1984. A little note that I have here. The guys at the station, I think, must have been fixated on this morning because they had all kinds of information. All right. Let me talk about whom I do business with, particularly insurance, and more specifically, my personal insurance agent, Tom Soreski. He's an Allstate representative, and I've been an Allstate customer since the 70s. So obviously I must be happy with Allstate, and I'm very, very happy with my agent because Tom and his staff are knowledgeable, and most of all, they're good listeners. And then they provide me with the advice and the plans needed to fit my situation. And that's what they'll do for you. Visit his agency at 6185 Tittabawassee Road in Saginaw Township, or call Tom at 989-497-0300. I'll give you that number again later because I want to tell you that right now, Tom's agency is searching for 2 additional highly motivated full-time professional employees. The agency is up 26% again this year, with no end in sight, creating an immediate need to increase the staff. No insurance experience is required for the right candidate. Of course, if you have insurance experience, that's great. If you're a professional, goal-oriented, self-driven individual wanting to excel and looking for a new career opportunity to work for an agency that cares for its clients and its employees, update your resume and call Tom to schedule an interview today at 989-497-0300. You're in good hands with Allstate, even better hands with the Soreski Agency. Call them today.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price at RocketGrabPlus.com. We are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Ohio will be the home of 2 Intel chip factories. The company says it will invest at least $20 billion in the plant. Ohio, just outside Columbus. Construction will start later this year, and the plants will go online in 2025, creating 3,000 permanent jobs and 7,000 construction jobs. Oil services company Schlumberger saw its profit jump in the recent quarter. It was helped by higher oil prices and demand for its oil field services and related equipment. Though global oil prices are losing ground along with stocks, investors are looking at the possibility of higher interest rates. A disappointing quarter from Netflix is creating concern about demand for streaming services and other technology. That's your Fox. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Biden's massive spending plan has expanded America's money supply and taken money out of your pocket. But you can fight back against runaway inflation by sheltering your IRA or 401k with gold through Birch Gold Group. This is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm proud to be a customer of Birch Gold. Join me. Birch Gold has created a free info kit on protecting your retirement with gold in a tax-sheltered account. Just text the words SHELTER to 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898 and learn how to shelter your IRA or 401k with gold.
Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free. /free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Wong going right in, he scores! Nick Wong collecting the puck off the left wing boards, walking in and putting it into the roof.
Tune in for Friday night hockey action as the Saginaw Spirit visit the Flint Firebirds in another installment of the I-75 Divide Rivalry Series. Coverage begins Friday night at 6:45 on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show,
it's the Friday Five and it's all ones. No zeros, just ones.
Well, this one is a failure.
Gonna crash.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on WSGW. And to our phones we go again. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur.
Morning.
And thank you for inviting me into the conversations. Hey, at some point when and if you decide to put your house up for sale, you want to let folks know that was where Meatloaf lived. So
I don't
add to the value, or
I doubt it.
Interest.
I doubt it. That's funny.
Just a thought. Hey, the other day you were talking to Buck Insurance, the fellow from Buck Insurance.
Ken Buck.
About the insurance rebate. and he made a mention something about $400.
Right.
And my mother got her deposit already, and hers was $500.
That's got to be different.
Maybe that was because it's a hybrid. I don't
Yeah,
know if
that's
that
got to
makes
be different. That's not the MCCA. That's not the MCCA refund.
Yeah, that's what it is. They
Really?
earlier this week, yeah.
And
It came from the insurance company.
But was it specifically for that, or was it some kind of rebate on her policy?
No, it was from that. It was from that insurance. The state authorized that rebate.
Really?
That's what it was.
Wow.
So I don't know if there's a fluctuation for different vehicle types.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you maybe what it was, and I'm guessing. All right. As Ken explained, the insurance companies had until March 9th to turn the money over. The MCCA had until March 9th to turn the money over to the insurance companies, who then had a certain amount of time to refund the money. It's possible that that insurance company already got their money and the MCCA has already distributed the money, so they sent it out. I don't know. I haven't seen it. That may explain it.
You're right. It may be the insurance carrier. This insurance carrier here in town, they're auto owners, and Yider is the.
Yeah, well, they may have gotten their.
They may have gotten theirs sooner. So
yeah, it wouldn't have come to. It wouldn't have come to Yiders. It would have come to auto owners.
Right, but yeah, well, it came. Yeah, you're right. It came in an auto owners.
Right, it'd be an auto owners.
Our representative.
Yeah,
they're
the
ones that
agent.
write the policy for us.
Right.
So okay, yeah, you're right. The 9th is probably that
was the
last
deadline.
day. They have to do it before that.
Yep, I'm guessing that's what happened.
Okay, I just was curious though. It was interesting that she got $500 back, and he was saying something about.
Yeah, see, it's.
So there may be a fluctuation.
I don't know. I'm going to have to find out now because that's raised my
Yeah,
interest.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Type of vehicle or hybrid truck, so maybe that makes a difference.
I don't know. It's possible, but I have no. I only know what he told me, and that was.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can dig it up here. Let's see. State of Michigan refunds. Michigan claims. I'll look. I'll get some info on here.
Okay. Well, anyhow, you have a nice weekend there, sir.
Hey, you too. Stay warm.
Wonderful listening to your show and
appreciate it, Al.
Conversations.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have
Bye
a good one. Bye bye now. All right, that opens the lines for you. You can give us a call and see what's on your mind today. And now it says here, the Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association has acted upon Governor Whitmer's call to return surplus funds to Michigan policyholders and will begin the process of refunding $400 per vehicle to Michigan drivers. Drivers are expected to receive checks or an ACH deposit in the second quarter of 2022. So I'm curious if that's actually what she got or if she got some kind of a discount on her policy, or I don't know, because the information I have here agrees with what Ken told us yesterday. So who knows? Maybe a call to Yider might be in order to find out what that money was all about. So, but all I have is the $400 in the second quarter, which is exactly what we were told yesterday about it. So there you go. Speaking of cars, I don't know if you've priced them or not, but there is sticker shock. And there are lots of reasons for it. The average new car price increased by 11.8%. Average price of a used vehicle by 37.3%. But of course, our incomes didn't go up that much. And a lot of it is supply and demand and the cost of steel, the shortage of chips for new cars and things like that. And of course, when there's a shortage of new cars, that places demand on used cars, which supply and demand says the price is going to go up. Let's talk to Errol in Saginaw before we take a break. Errol, good morning.
Are you betting on whether Mr. Harbaugh is going to leave or stay?
Mr. Who? Say that again.
The coach of Michigan football.
Oh, Harbaugh? I think he's going to. I think he's going to stay. Why?
I think he's going to leave.
You think he's going to go back to the pros?
Yep.
Why?
To the Raiders. Well, go back to the Raiders, I guess. That's been the talk for about 3 days. I think the thing has to do with the money. But anyways, that is. Are you tired of the one you elected on the Democratic Party for Congress out of New York, Ortez?
I didn't elect her. I didn't elect her.
I'm going to tell you her little goodie right now. Do you know who Father Damian is?
Who?
Father Damian. In the rotunda of the Capitol is a statue of Father Damian. He's the one that came from Belgium and took care of the lepers.
Yeah.
Okay, for his whole life. And so that as a tribute to him, they made a statue, and it's in the rotunda in the Capitol.
Okay.
She wants that statue because it's a racist statue. It's got to be gone.
Yeah.
That's her latest stupidity.
Yeah, she's a piece of work, that woman.
Yeah, I don't know what she did last week, but that's her word to fame this week. She's a nutcase, and that's a good point for her. So anyway.
All right.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye now. Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to Chris in Midland. All ahead.
It's a new day, a day of winning big at Soaring Eagle. Winter is here, and with it comes the cold hard cash giveaway and your chance to win up to $5,000 every Friday in January. Then on Saturdays, starting January 8th, it's a snowfall of cash with drawings every hour starting at 7 p.m. and the $25,000 grand prize at 11. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I am one of thousands of women, or NBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. I am living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hey, Jim!
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends, thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 12 already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/books. Head to netsuite.com/books for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/books.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday morning, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
You are in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And I am back with you from my Saginaw Spirit home studio and back to our phones. Pat, you have a quick comment before we get to Chris?
Yeah, I do. Just real quick. I heard Errol call you, and I went on my Twitter real fast, and I typed in AOC Father. I hadn't heard anything. You know,
I hadn't either.
What is he talking about? Apparently, this is something that happened about 2.5 years ago. And she made a comment on how she wishes in the Capitol Rotunda that there were more women statues and statues of American women and people of color. And somebody said that she was attacking Father Damian. She released a tweet saying at no time was she litigating Father Damian. At no time did she ever call for his statue to be removed. She just wants other people to be up there. So I just wanted to make sure
that's good. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Also, I be mildly surprised if Jim Harbaugh wins.
Me too.
I'd be mildly. It's not saying that's saying though that
it's not saying it's impossible.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying I'll be shocked if he leaves, but I would be mildly surprised because I'll tell you what. One thing that tells me that I think he's sticking around is that they keep recruiting players and they keep bringing in more. They had somebody sign for their 2023 class, a 4-star. So that's telling me I think that he's sticking around. That he has not found that great offer just yet.
Well, I'm not sure even if he did, he'd leave. I have to wonder if he's planted there as long as he can stay, especially after this year. I mean, he still has a goal to win the national championship.
I think that's he's evaluating two things. One, he does remember that he came just about 3 inches away from being a Super Bowl champion coach.
Right.
So he knows that there's that possibility he could do that. Two, I think he is evaluating where he is with the Michigan football program and how much further could he take it. He could say, you know what, beating Ohio State and getting a Big Ten championship, I think that's the best I can do here. That is possible. And then he could say, I don't know if I can beat the Alabamas and the Georgias, just, not right now. Maybe that's somebody else can do it, but I can't.
So what you're saying is he's not a Bo Schembechler who stays because Michigan is Michigan.
Right. right. And remember, his brother has 2 Super Bowl championships. I think he'd like to maybe get one.
Yeah, maybe. So, all right, we'll see.
All right.
Good. Thanks. Let's talk to Chris in Midland. Chris, good morning. Chris, are you there? Hello, Chris. Has Chris disappeared? It would appear so. Oh, Chris. All right. We're checking to see what happened to Chris. So while we do that, we will continue on. Pat had some interesting comments there. But first of all, I want to thank him for doing a little research on the AOC comment. Apparently she did not make those comments, and that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, I wouldn't care whether she made them or not. She's not my favorite person, but that's beside the point. She is from my neck of the woods in New York City, but wouldn't be my choice for anything. So, but by the same token, whether I like people or not, I want news about them and comments about them to be accurate. And too often in politics, and I'm not saying that's what happened here. I think Errol probably heard it someplace and thought that was the case. But too often in politics today, particularly, things are said about people, whether they're true or not, simply because those people are on the other side of the aisle. Therefore, I can say anything I want and get away with it. Well, that's not the case. Accuracy goes farther than all the rest. I hear something now. Is this Chris?
Hello.
Hey there. Good morning. We found you.
Hi.
Hi.
When Pat came on, I couldn't hear him on the phone. I heard you, and then when you went to me, you couldn't hear me at all. So I don't know what happened.
Buttons weren't pushed right.
I was wondering if you delved into the articles about this insurance to find out when the deadline or the determination was made on how many vehicles I may have had insured during the year.
October 31st.
Okay, as of October, that's when they made the decision.
In other words, any vehicle insured prior to October 31st is qualified.
Oh, prior. Okay.
Yeah, not after the 31st. No, 31st was the cutoff. That's where they decided.
Right.
In other words, if you insured a vehicle in December, it would not be qualified.
Okay, good, because I had 3 vehicles.
And you should
like
then you should get about $1,200.
Oh, okay, that's what I was looking to understand.
It's $400 per vehicle.
Okay, I transferred one to my son, and it was before October, I'm pretty sure.
So the question now is, do you get it or does your son get it? That I don't know.
Right.
That I don't know. We'll find out. You'll let us know.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye. Take care, Chris. And in Glenny, we have Mark calling in this morning. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Hey, I'm looking to get your thoughts on Biden had a speech the other day where he I actually was in fear. I thought I was going to go back to the 80s where we hide under the desk for the nuclear or war missiles. So anyhow, with antagonizing Russia, to me, does this administration not see that all lives matter? And my point is there was an airstrike with a drone where 10 Americans, maybe not Americans, but there was 10 civilians that were, but it was like no big deal. Double the deaths in the pandemic under his watch, but I won't say that lies on his feet. It is what it is on that. But then saying Russia can kind of encroach on Ukraine, and it depends on how severe it is.
He backed away from that. He backed away from that yesterday in a hurry.
It was still said, but then you have to look at, does he have any?
That's the problem with Biden doing press conferences, and they all know it. And that's why he doesn't do many of them, because he's prone to say things that they got to walk back on the next day. And that's exactly what happened. He said minor incursion, and it set the ball a-rolling.
Right, but but he props up, when it's a high-profile case, when it's a race-baited case, not race-baited, but when it's a racial case that's going through the court system, him about it and not unite the people. And I just wonder what your thoughts are on his.
Well, it's simple. It's simple. He hasn't done what he said he was going to do. He came to office saying he was going to be the great uniter, and he's become the great divider. So that's the way it is. All right.
Fair enough.
Got to go, Mark. Take care, buddy. We'll be back with more after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
For extraordinary care in the Great Lakes Bay region, you know just where to go.
Oh, yeah. Covenant Healthcare.
But when you need to decide whether to go to emergency, urgent care, or your primary care provider,
well,
on that. Here's how to get the right care in the right place at Covenant. See your primary care doctor for ongoing non-urgent complaints like joint or muscle pain, digestive issues, mild headaches, etc. If it's after your doctor's office hours and your care can't wait, come to a MedExpress urgent care location. It's the perfect choice for ear infections, respiratory illness, sprains, stomach aches, and so on. Virtual urgent care and doctor visits are also available. Finally, call 911 or go directly to emergency if you have heart attack or stroke symptoms or any severe injury. Still not sure? Call or text Covenant Care 583-3135 and we'll help you decide. Covenant Healthcare.
Grab your silk top hat and your best flapper dress and foxtrot the night away with the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan at Feathers and Fedoras, a roaring 20s gala benefiting independent living programs for people with disabilities. Saturday, February 12th. Enjoy delicious food, dance to the music by Stone Street Revival, find Lady Luck at the casino, pick a speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Tickets are $50 per person. RSVP at www.dnmm.org/FAF. Feathers and Fedoras. Saturday, February 12th at Horizons Conference Center in Saginaw.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pains. And again,
no way.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain. To your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $532 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on W. To know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football, click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com.
Back to our phone. Steve is in Midland. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well.
This may have been hashed out, and I apologize. I wish I could listen to you all the time, but unfortunately, life gets in the way. But that catastrophic fund refund.
Yep.
I asked my insurance agent because I have a motorcycle and a convertible that I put in storage.
Yep.
And it was explained to me that if it's in storage at the time of October 31st, the refund.
Is it registered?
And it's registered, but oddly enough, on October 27th is when I put my motorcycle in.
Well, let me ask you this: when you do that, you don't take the insurance off of it, do you? You keep a certain amount of insurance, don't you?
It's a different type of insurance,
right? Yeah.
For storage, it's a substantial savings, and I'm probably not the only one in the area or in Michigan that does that. But my insurance agent suggested that I contact the governor and representatives. She said, because there's quite a bit of flack she's getting back from other policyholders, and if we all stand, but because they made that decision, what was in November or December, and of course, if I would have known, I would have kept insurance on it for.
Yeah, I understand that. Let me just a minute here. I'm trying to find. I had a Q&A page here, and it talked about storage vehicles. Here we go. Motorcycles, RVs. My vehicle's in storage on October 31st. with only comprehensive coverage. Am I eligible for a refund? No. In order to qualify, policies must meet the minimum insurance requirements for operating a vehicle. That's the key. That's the key. So storage policies do not allow you to operate the vehicle.
Right, but it's going to cost me $800.
Exactly. You should have waited till November 1st.
But how did right?
Well, I don't think anybody knew. All right.
Nobody did.
Good luck. Sorry about that. All right. Take care. And last caller this hour, Joe in Saginaw Township. Joe, good morning.
Good day, sir.
Hi.
I called spoke to one of your guest hosts on regarding the $8.5 billion that were found fraudulently set up by the Michigan Unemployment Agency.
Yep.
I just wanted to provide a follow-up to that. The governor has issued 2 executive orders to attempt to staunch the flow of the fraudulent funds going out. And to their credit, they stopped another $47 billion of going out. And I just wanted to bring that up to be kind of balanced on the whole issue. That the governor has addressed the issue, but nevertheless, the $10.5 billion did go out on. And I wanted to put that out. But I am curious to know why the representatives did not raise any issue on this. It's been strangely silent as a public issue.
Probably because a number of things happened. The head of the agency is gone, was there at the time. It's federal dollars and not state dollars. And I think that's part of the reasoning that they just decided enough's enough, because nothing else was going to be gained by going forward with it. As long as she put out the executive orders now that have stemmed that tide, I think they feel it's a done deal. So that's that. I think that's pretty much where it stands.
I would submit, however, had it been a Republican governor, U.S. representatives.
No, I don't know about that. Besides, you got a Republican House and a Republican, Senate. So why didn't they do it then?
I'm just glad that an independent agency brought it to the attention. I've been another 5 times now going out the door. Right. So I just felt it was kind of lacking.
Okay, Joe, I got to run because I'm out of time, but we will talk again. We'll talk more about it. Thanks. Bye-bye now. Let me talk to you about Thalen for a moment. For years, you've heard me talk about their new cars at the Thalen Auto dealerships up in Bay City on North Euclid Avenue. And, of course, every time they sell one, they get a nice pre-owned vehicle in trade. They bring it up to their standards and put it out on the lot. They also look for additional used cars meeting their standards. And the Thalen Auto Group in Bay City is your one-stop shop for fully inspected used vehicles. Hundreds of them to choose from on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. More selection than any other location because you have all those dealers side by side. You can also shop certified pre-owned vehicles from Audi, Volkswagen, Subaru, Mazda, Honda, Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Don't spend days going from dealership to find a good selection. Stop at the Thalen Auto Group on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Spend the afternoon looking over the vehicles. Or go online. Check the Thalen inventory at thinkthalen.com. Do it today.
Did you know we lose up to 20% of our home's heat through windows and doors? Let the experts at Westside Decorating show you how to keep your home cozy with insulating sheets and draperies. This is Sonia. Call us today at 989-793-6182 for your in-home consultation. We'll bring samples to you or visit our showroom and see our new flooring and carpeting options. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
This is important news. It turns the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you fail to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialized in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All right, that's going to put this first hour to bed. Next hour, we're going to talk to Paul White, a motivational speaker and very positive attitude maker. That will be coming up right after the news at 10 o'clock. But first, CBS News brings you up to date on the world and the nation, the local report on the region and the state. And then we'll be back with Paul White right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The U.S. top diplomat comes away from a meeting with his Russian counterpart with no promise on avoiding a possible invasion of Ukraine. Secretary of State Blinken updated reporters in Geneva.
We didn't expect any major breakthroughs to happen today, but I believe we are now on a clear path.
Reporter Felix Light from Moscow.
Russian called talks in Geneva, Switzerland with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken useful and constructive today. The meeting came after months of tensions, with Russian troops massing on the border with Ukraine and widespread fears of war. The two sides agreed that the U.S. would provide written responses to Russian demands next week before deciding whether to continue talks. Russia has previously demanded radical restrictions on NATO activity in Eastern Europe and an end to the alliance's expansion.
Fans are remembering Meatloaf as a rebellious chameleon. The larger-than-life rock stars died at the age of 74. And in last year, he thanked fans.
I owe you because you paved the road for me to walk down, and I thank you for it.
Meatloaf also starred in movies, including the Rocky Horror Picture Show. No cause of death given. There's more winter weather brewing in parts of the South.
Up to 8 inches of snow is expected in the Hampton Roads area of southeastern Virginia and the North Carolina Outer Banks. There was a run on gas stations in Virginia Beach.
Surprised, obviously they had a couple of days warning, so I'm surprised that they're totally out.
And on food stores.
Well, we had to stock up on stuff for the house. The weather's coming in.
Even the South Carolina coastal cities of Myrtle Beach, Charleston, and Hilton Head will see rare snow and ice. Jim Krasulis.
Officials are investigating a suspected human smuggling ring after 4 people, including a baby and a teenager, froze to death in a field just north of the U.S. border. Jane McClatchy with Emerson, Manitoba's Royal Mounted Police.
We don't know how these individuals got to Emerson, but our investigators are certainly going to look into every aspect of their deaths.
Police say they arrested a Florida man transporting 2 undocumented Indian nationals in a 15-passenger van. Dr. Anthony Fauci says COVID vaccinations could be available as soon as next month for kids under 5. Correspondent Carter Evans is at Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri.
The number of kids with COVID Mercy Children's Hospital is hitting all-time highs. And with the large number of kids still testing positive, there are concerns that this COVID surge is not yet over.
Notice to moms and dads, Mushy & Company recalling almost 334,000 pacifiers because a part can come loose and pose a choking hazard. This is CBS News.
Looking for quality candidates this new year? Look no further than Indeed. Our new video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, managing your medications from home is simple. With our easy-to-use, you can get the medicine your doctor prescribes from your local pharmacy or even delivered by mail. For the trusted care you need and want, Blue Cross will be here with more convenient ways of getting it. Like we've been for more than 80 years. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Hey, Jim. Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast. And I stopped working weekends, thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making...
Watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new... It's ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/books. Head to netsuite.com/books for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/books.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
It's 15 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. Saginaw High School is closed today because of a water main break. The game scheduled for tonight is canceled. Repeating, Saginaw High School closed today, and the game scheduled for tonight is canceled. There's been a rash of motor vehicle thefts hitting the city.
Wonderful morning, Art.
There you go. All right, we'll be with you in about 5 or 6 minutes.
Perfect.
I turn the video off when we're not on.
Lock their vehicles.
That works.
Whereas the traditional lock it or lose it can't prevent larcenies from motor vehicles, this is even more serious, McColgan said. Vehicles in the city of Saginaw are being stolen at an alarming rate. Saginaw police officers have taken at least 12 stolen vehicle complaints this year already, a significant rate increase from 2021. Officers also have taken complaints of valuables being stolen from inside their vehicles. In some of these cases, the victims left their vehicles running with the keys inside or left their vehicles unlocked with the keys hidden inside, Chief Ruth said. He said, "We understand wanting to leave your vehicle running in these frigid temperatures, but by doing so, you make yourself a target for those looking to take advantage. Thankfully, none of these force or violence." McColgan and Ruth urged citizens to be vigilant in reporting suspicious activity near their homes or neighboring businesses. A vacant commercial building was destroyed in a fire in Bangor Township last night. Fire officials responded to the area of Huron and Wheeler Roads for a fully involved structure fire just before 5:30. A large column of black smoke could be seen for miles. Chief Rob Glenn says the county salt trucks need to be called in to salt Huron Road due to extremely icy conditions, making the fire crews work more difficult. Crews were on the scene until about 7:35. No one was injured. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Apartments could be coming to downtown Saginaw. WSGW's Ann Williams has the story.
The Rotary Club of Saginaw announced on its Facebook page that Huntington Bank's Great Lakes Bay Region president had briefed them on a potential project in the works. The plan calls for a $45 million renovation of the 12-story building that would create 140 apartments and keep Huntington Bank's operations on the first floor. As the only tenant in the building for a number of years, concerns about the rest of the space deteriorating building up for sale. Michigan Community Capital, with help from Saginaw Future, has proposed turning it into an apartment building. Michigan Community Capital is a Lansing nonprofit with a mission of safe, affordable, and stable housing for working-class families in neighborhoods that require increased investment. They've made loans and investments in a number of communities around the state, including the Pierre Marquette Depot in Bay City. The Huntington Building apartments would include studios plus 1, 2. The building was built in 1924 as Second National Bank. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 10:08.
Did you know we lose up to 20% of our home's heat through windows and doors? Let the experts at Westside Decorating show you how to keep your home cozy with insulating shades and draperies. This is Sonia. Call us today at 989-793-6182 for your in-home consultation. We'll bring samples to you or visit our showroom and see our new flooring and carpeting options. Westside Decorating Center, Street in Saginaw Township.
We're still facing COVID-19, and now it's flu season. Why not face them together? You can get your COVID-19 vaccine and your flu vaccine at the same time. Just ask your doctor. You'll save time and you could save lives. people 65 and older, and those with underlying health conditions. Let's face COVID-19 and the flu together, Michigan. Get vaccinated. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
WSGW News Time now 10:09. A new furniture store in Cottsville Township is looking for employees. Gardner White, located at 2660 Tittabawassee Road, held its grand opening celebration last night. The company has been in business for 108 years and has been a fixture in the Metro Detroit area. During the event, President Rachel Stewart presented a $2,500 check to the Junior League Great Lakes region. Anyone interested in applying, white.com/jobs. Buffalo Wild Wings is eyeing a Saginaw Township location for a new Buffalo Wild Wings Go. The popular chicken wing restaurant will build the new building on a vacant lot between Burger King and Tim Hortons on State Street. The plans have been approved by the Saginaw Township Planning Commission and await final approval from the Township Board, which meets on Monday. A timeline of when construction will begin to the opening of the restaurant is currently unavailable. State lawmakers heard more yesterday morning about COVID deaths linked to nursing homes and other long-term care facilities. Members of the Auditor General's office are outlining more than 8,000 COVID deaths connected to nursing homes. The state health department has reported about 5,700 deaths. Lansing area Representative Julie Brixey was concerned about how the auditors conducted their research.
So there's an overcount and an undercount, but we don't know by how much. And it seems like the audit is really comparing apples to oranges.
The governor has been criticized for ordering people with the coronavirus to be placed in nursing homes. Said they followed the appropriate guidelines set up by the federal government. Some positive news on the COVID front. A number of Michigan hospitals say they have fewer COVID-19 patients in their hospitals. Details from MNN's Dr. Deanna Lights.
Dr. Anu Milani is the infectious diseases lead for COVID-19 response for St. Joseph Mercy Health System.
The western side of the state activity, is picking up there a bit, but I would say you have plateaued or a bit on the decline here in Southeast Michigan.
Dr. Douglas Apple is Chief Clinical Officer for Ascension, Michigan. He says the health system is also seeing a downward trend in regards to hospitalized COVID-19 patients.
We are still very cautious with regards to those numbers, mostly because they've only been, if you will, in this trending downward pattern for a couple of days.
Earlier this week, Beaumont Health and Henry Ford also reported fewer COVID-19 patients in their hospitals.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 7590. It's 10:11. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the lower 20s. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, we'll see an increase in cloud cover, a low near 11. By Saturday, a chance for some snow showers here. Cloudy sky conditions, high of 27 degrees. Then on Sunday, a chance for some flurries here. Cloudy and a high around 21. Monday, a chance for some snow showers. Cloudy, high of 26 degrees. Then by Tuesday, mostly sunny skies. We'll see a high around 18. I'm meteorologist Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 16.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition, the second hour of the Art Lewis Show on our new Friday format. Nice to have you with us as I broadcast from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential and commercial real estate needs, give Linda a call. Let her go to work for you at 989-295-7713 or visit her at The Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you'll also find Cafe 476. Well, we're going to start this new format off in a very positive way. because, as you know, Saturdays will now be occupied by a program called the Money Pit, a home improvement program. So we are taking what was the Consumer Hour Saturday and moving it to this time slot on Friday. Every Friday, you'll hear one of our consumer guests. But we thought we needed to start it out with a very, very positive outlook on life. And who better to do that than a guy I've known for a lot of years? And he has been a motivational speaker on the subject for a long time. Now he's a columnist and blogger and author on the subject. And we say good morning to Paul White.
Well, those are very kind words, Art. Thank you so much.
And you're always smiling. It never fails.
It's a good way to be.
Built in. You're right. So I think, Paul, I'm sure a lot of folks might recognize you from your previous business life. If you don't mind, give us a little history of what you did and how you got where you are now. Because it's a kind of positive thing.
So my wife and I used to own what was Roth Cleaners, and we changed the name in 2016 to Lifestyle Garment Care. And last August 27th, we closed the business, and it was due to COVID, the impact COVID had on people working from home, not having a need for our services any longer. And so our sales fell off a cliff. And it's fascinating because since we closed, so many people have come up to me and said, I'm so sorry. And it's so sad. And I'm thinking in my mind, that industry allowed our family to live an incredible life, one that allowed us to be immersed in the community. It provided well for us. We've raised our 4 kids during that time. And it was incredible. All I have is happy memories and joy related to the privilege of being in that industry. And, things happen behind or beyond our control. And so I had to shift gears.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, because when I heard you had done that, all I said to myself was, okay, let's see what's next, because I know his outlook on life and I know he's going to be positive. And I could have bet on it and been a winner.
Well, it was so funny because by the end of 2020, everyone I knew was saying to me, 2020 was the worst year of my life. And I have to admit, there were a lot of things that happened to us and our family and our business in 2020 that weren't very good. But I kept thinking, I don't want to say that. So what could I do so that I would look back on 2020 and say, 2020 was the best year of my life? And all I could think of is that I have to do something in 2021 that I wouldn't have done had it not been for what happened to me in 2020, that would make me look back and be grateful for all those bad things that happened, because it pushed me into a place that is even better. And so that's what motivated me to write a book. Something I had talked about and started 4 times previously and everything, but this time I sat down and did it. In fact, I did it in 3 months. I wrote a book. And I was so pleased with the way the book turned out in terms of, it's called the Answer Discovery. And it says how to change the world by helping others and ourselves. And what joy it was to write a book about helping others. I mean, I love helping others. And I can't believe the amount of joy that we receive when we help other people. So I think this book could change the world. And I just need to get some traction behind the thought process that the book contains. And in doing that, I started writing some columns for the Midland Daily News and had a talk. It's so amazing. I celebrated. I got my first rejection letter because I'm trying to get published by one of the big 4 publishers. And this rejection letter came and I'm like, yes, I got my first rejection letter, because I had prepared myself mentally for that.
Well, it doesn't, you can get dozens and dozens and dozens of rejection letters. All you need is one acceptance letter.
That's correct. But what it did was, it was like jet fuel for me to get motivated. And it was funny because the first paragraph of this rejection letter was very complimentary and said all these nice things about what I had written and everything else. In the second paragraph, the first word was however.
Yeah.
And so what's coming next is going to be unique. And they just said currently publishers are only looking for people that have a platform, an established platform. And by platform, this person wrote, I mean a social media presence of hundreds of thousands of followers. And so I started thinking, how can I get hundreds of thousands? And the editor who just left to take a job with Northwood of the Midland Daily News, Kate Hessling, wow, she's just an incredible person and was so helpful to me. And she said, Paul, we need to make you a syndicated columnist. And here's why. When you write a column for a paper, you can include all of the e-edition and print edition subscribers as followers. And I'm like, yes, that's genius. And so that's kind of one of the lines that I'm pursuing right now.
Good. All right, hang on. I got to pursue some money making here.
Sure.
We'll be back. We're talking to Paul White, and we will have more with Paul when we return after this. We'll also hear from Terry Henney, who is up at Maple Hill Nursery, and that will come along too after these notes.
Have you been considering a virtual education for your child? Bangor offers an alternative learning environment for your child. Since 2015, Bangor Township Virtual School has provided hundreds of students K through 12th grade in the Saginaw Bay area with a high quality and accredited public education. The School of Choice window is open January 7th through January 21st. For more information or enrolling your child, go to bangorschools.org. Bangor Township Virtual Schools, the virtual education experts.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Vino Wine Warehouse New Year Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15, half off. The Vino Wine Warehouse has over wine items, 16 craft draft beers, a full liquor section, and a unique modern menu with some amazing appetizers. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower. Visit investpr.org/Impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto. This is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks lost ground at the open. Netflix is warning of slower subscriber growth. That's created concern about how much more streaming services can expand. Bitcoin's price slumped below $40,000 again. Other cryptos are also losing ground. The Fed released its report on launching a digital currency, but it stressed no final decisions have been made. Also, Russia's central bank proposed a ban on the mining and trading of cryptos. Peloton says reports of it halting production are incomplete and out of context, though the company does say it's reviewing the size of its workforce production levels. Intel is stepping up production of chips in the U.S. It will invest at least $20 billion in 2 plants outside Columbus, Ohio. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Our hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico, powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Dutch feed to Robbie Fabry, busting in over the blue line. Semi-breakaway backhand scores. Second goal of the game for Robbie Fabry.
The Red Wings play 7:15 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, everybody. Broadcasting today from Maple Hill Nursery at 2672 Northeastman Road in Midland. The reason why we're here, it's time to be ordering. It's time to be looking at all of the things you want to decorate your outdoors with. Outdoor furnishings are available right now. Some of them you can even pick up and reserve, set aside for delivery when the weather gets nicer. Might be a really good idea to be stopping by and seeing all the folks here at Maple Hill and get an idea as far as what's available, what will be available for spring, and lock in a price, because obviously everybody knows as we move into 2022, those prices are going to be working their way up. Now's the time to buy. Now's the time to take a look and see what is available and what you can have when the weather turns out nice and you want to get outside and enjoy your front yard or your backyard. A lot of furnishings available right now. Stop by and reserve it. Have it set aside here at Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. More coming up as we move through the hour.
And we'll talk to you later, Terry. Thanks for joining us. We are chatting with Paul White from Midland, who has authored a book called The Answer Dispensary, which you can see over my, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see it on that view on my shoulder, but I have it up on a computer here. And it's subtitled How to Change the World by Helping Others and Ourselves. And I think we need to point out, Paul, this is not a new venture for you. The book may be a new venture, but you've done motivational speaking for a long, long time, haven't you?
Yes, and it's been a privilege to be able to share things that have worked so well for me in my life. I'll give you an example. I tend to have a unique perspective on things, and I've trained myself to have a unique perspective. I notice things that other people seem to go by. I'll give you an example from your show earlier today. An individual called and said, "Hey, Art, if you ever go to sell your house, you need to market the fact that Meatloaf used to live in it." And immediately my mind went to, wait a sec. All the news today should be saying Meatloaf was able to have the privilege of living in a house that is now currently occupied by Art Lewis. And it's funny, to me, Art Lewis living, that's what you should market. But that's just a different perspective, right? And
that's true.
And so these articles I've been writing have been incredible therapy for me, because I get to write about happy things. I get to write about positive things. I get to help people see things from a different perspective. I'll give you an example. One of my articles was An Angel in Need of an Angel. And I realized that there are people out there every single day who are giving their all. They go home completely spent, and then they show up again the next day ready to be an angel all over again. And what happens is this is wearing on us, on all of us. And I thought to myself, how can I acknowledge that I appreciate what these people do every day? And when I talk about these people, healthcare workers especially, they're angels right now. And I thought about, it's also people who work in restaurants and dealerships and grocery stores and franchises, small businesses, retail, schools and universities, daycare, media, landscapers, assisted living nursing homes, and so many more. So I started running through my mind, what can we do? And I realized that these people just would appreciate being acknowledged as the angel that they really are. And they don't necessarily want you to solve their dilemma. They just want you to listen. So how can we make a difference and be an angel to an angel? Simply by calling them and saying, hey, how you doing? And then listening. And this is such a unique way that as a community, we could all help each other. Isn't that a simple but amazing thought?
Yeah, I have to ask this, Paul, because I've known you a long time, and I know your positive outlook on things. But as you mentioned, 2020 was not a great year, and a lot of people have been depressed. I think that's a fair word to say. How do you take someone who's feeling the weight on their shoulders and tell them they need to be positive?
Well, you've called me a motivational speaker. And through the years, I've come to realize that only people can motivate themselves. And my goal is to be an inspirational speaker. What I have this craving to do is inspire people to be the person that they were always intended to be. And one of the, again, another article I wrote was called The Power of Encouragement. I'm amazed at what we can do when we're encouraged. Right now, I'm getting all of this encouragement, which just spurs me on to be even better than I am when I'm writing and when I'm out talking to people and everything. And so mental health, I think, is the number one issue our society is facing right now. It's hard. And so there's lots of little things that we can do. One is I designed this thing that I call, what will I find joy in today? So I have this little thing on my bathroom mirror. I see it first thing every morning, and it says, what will I find joy in today? It promises me that if I focus on that perspective, I'll be able to find joy that lurks beneath every single experience, be they good or bad. And yes, you can find joy in the bad. It's just harder to locate. And have you ever heard that saying, if you go looking for trouble, you're going to find it?
Yep.
Well, it's the same thing. If you go looking for joy, you're going to find it. So it's amazing when you start looking for joy, how much more joy, it's a significant amount of additional joy you'll find in each and every day. So when I said that you can even find joy in the bad, when you find yourself in a situation going bad, attempting to find the joy forces you to enlist the help of compassion and care as you seek to understand why things aren't going better. And I always go back to Stephen Covey and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He tells a story and explains paradigm shift in there. And the story is that he was on a train enjoying the peace and quiet when at a stop, a man and his 3 kids came on, and the kids were immediately disruptive and noisy. The man sat down staring at the floor and was disengaged from his kids. Finally, Covey spoke up, asked the man to attend to his children who were misbehaving and disrupting all of the other passengers. The man looked up and apologized, saying, "I'm sorry. We've just come from the hospital where the children lost their mother and I lost my wife."
Oop.
And boom, I mean, the paradigm shift, you just turn 180 degrees. And, we don't know other people's story. Seems like there's a lot of judgment going on in our current society. And really, in my mind, there's only 2 people that can judge someone, and that's themselves and God. And none of us know enough of their story to be able to lay judgment on their actions. And so it really helps being kind to people. You wouldn't believe how much traction I've gotten out of the use of the word kind. when someone does something and I say, wow, that was really kind of you. Thank you. They immediately stand up a little straighter. They immediately smile and stuff. People love being told they're kind. I know I do.
We should send you to Congress. Good luck. It's, you know, and the world we live in today is divided politically, particularly in this country. And people seem more eager to criticize than to praise.
Yeah, so I don't find any value in pursuing politics. I just don't, because you're right. People are so divided and they're so passionate. When I sat there and I wrote an article that it's better to be kind than right, I talked about how people are so focused on being right that the first emotion that gets triggered is righteousness, and the second emotion is anger. Being kind triggers many positive emotions, including love, compassion, hope, gratitude, caring, and best of all, causes a release of serotonin in our brain, which brings us immediate joy and happiness. So why would we pursue righteousness and being right with so much energy when pursuing kind brings so many benefits to us? Yeah. And I remember we had a video that we used in training our people, and it talked about a customer service representative working from 8 until noon and then going to lunch at noon. And that morning, they had 20 interactions with customers. 19 were incredible. I mean, just really good exchanges back and forth between the people, and just really enjoyable. And one customer chewed her head off and called everyone that worked there idiots. So she goes to lunch, sits down with a coworker. What do you think she talked about?
Well, you would logically think she talked about getting her head chewed off.
Correct. And it represented only 5%, 95% of her experiences. So why is that? Why do we sit there and focus on that one when 19 were so incredible? Somewhere along the road in our journey to adulthood, we determined that we receive more of the attention we crave when we express that we've been wronged rather than we've experienced joy.
Isn't that the sympathy vote?
What do you mean by the sympathy vote?
Well, when you express how you've been wronged, the person you're expressing it to offers up the sympathy, and you feel you have that support.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah, in fact, it's like the like button on social media, and you can get so many people who come to your aid, who want to help you. And that side of it is really good. But what if you put on social media all the joy you're experiencing, and people said, wow, that's so cool, because they got to experience some of that joy also.
All right, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll be back. We're talking to Paul White, and he is the author of a book called The Answer Dispensary. We'll talk more about that when we return.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Your career takes flight when you join the winning teams at Soaring Eagle and Saginaw Eagles Landing, the premier gaming and entertainment destination. Currently hiring for a wide variety of positions for all levels of experience. Visit us online at SoaringEagleCasino.com for a full list of openings and learn about all the benefits and the new $15 an hour minimum wage. Apply today at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort and Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
To switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Detroit restaurant just closed abruptly. Michael Simon's Roast Restaurant in the Weston Book Cadillac closed. Highly, highly rated. #1 in Detroit. Did I mention, by the way, the cheapest steak was about $100?
Well, I should have it.
Having some impact. Yeah.
That's the circle of friends apart.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not taking me there.
Dave and Pat and Charlie, we're over
Never
at
been
McDonald's.
there.
We're at
Never been there. I've never been there either.
No.
I've never been there either.
But you know people who have been there.
Yes, that I do. The other reason is you would never spend $100 on a steak. So.
50, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So does that include the sides or?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Better at least the pack come with an Iron City beer next to it. Then maybe it's worth $100.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And welcome back to the Art Lewis Show as we talk to Paul White, a motivational speaker, columnist, blogger, author, and former entrepreneur, if you will. So, Paul, I have to ask, at what point in your life did you become this super positive person? Did something happen in your life, or have you always been that way?
I would suggest that I always enjoyed looking at the positive side of things from the time I was young, but there was one experience that propelled me forward in a huge way, and it was reading the book See at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Just an incredible book that really showed me the value of perspective and looking at things a different way. You know, one of the things you said earlier, people are going through tough times right now, and some of us get stuck. So how do you get unstuck from where you're at? And, you know, there's no doubt that I'm a unique individual. Some people might use other words, but unique is probably correct. And so I'm watching a while back an old Brady Bunch rerun. And it was when Marcia nominated her dad, her new dad, for Dad of the Year. And she was being punished for not telling him what they were doing. But I saw that and I immediately went, wow, what a a wonderful tool. Why don't we all take, I don't know, 10, 20 people we know and nominate them for Person of the Year? Because if you were going to nominate someone for Person of the Year, what would you write about them? So if you sat down and focused on someone, and it could be a teacher, a waitress, waitress of the year, therapist of the year, garbage truck worker of the year, cashier of the year, mail carrier of the year, bus driver of the year. But if you sat down and you wrote those things out, and then you handed them the sheet and said, there won't be any award or, there won't be any celebration other than the one that I think, in my mind, you're the teacher of the year. That's how I view you, and here's why. And you hand them a sheet of paper. From a therapeutic standpoint, going through that and thinking of all the things that are positive about that person, all the different ways that they've had a positive impact on your life, that's so powerful. So powerful.
As I'm listening to that, I'll tell you my thought on it, because I had a strange thought, which I'll express to you. As I'm listening to you say that, I'm saying to myself, that is very selfish. And here's why I say that in a positive way. It's selfish because it's going to make me feel good by handing you that nomination. So in some ways, I'm doing it for me as much as I'm doing it for you, if not even more for me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh, totally. In fact, what you just described was what I call a win-win. I love win-wins. I mean, science has showed us that when you perform a random act of kindness, you have a release of serotonin, which makes you feel good. The person receiving the act of kindness has a release of serotonin. And anyone just witnessing what you did has a release of serotonin. That's a win-win-win. So why are we not all going out every day and performing random acts of kindness? And again, if we were all out thinking about that, focusing on that, think about the community we would live in, which is already awesome. There's so many wonderful things about the Great Lakes Bay region when you think about it. I mean, it's endless, all the great things that we could think about. And choosing to focus on those things and pursue those things, and then adding our little contribution every day by being kind, by being nice, by passing compliments out, which are free, by the way, can really make a difference. You want to talk about changing the world, and people say be the person you want the world to be, or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty simple. If we all started acting that way, what a place we would live in.
Yeah. All right, hang on. One more break, and then we'll come back for our last segment as we talk to Paul White in a positive way.
Frosty frogs, icy elephants, gleaming dragons, celebrating 31 years of winter with shining sculptures of sparkling horses, glossy penguins, and shimmering bears. Get ready to be dazzled when Snowfest returns to Frankenmuth January 26th through the 30th. Zender's Snowfest 2022 will once again dazzle and excite you with sculptures created by professional ice and snow carvers from this area and around the country. In addition, there's entertainment for the whole family in the warming tent and plenty of food, refreshments, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's all things chocolate recipe contest in the warming tent on Wednesday, January 26th. Bring the family and enjoy larger-than-life snow sculptures and the beautifully detailed ice carvings at Zender's Snowfest, January 26th through the 30th in Frankenmuth. Get more information on the web at zenders.com. Brought to you by the great folks at HAP, Newman Pools, Open Air, United Association Local 85 of Saginaw, Huntington Bank, Birch Run Premium Outlets, Maker's Mark, and Beam Suntory.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise. Manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Vino Wine Warehouse New Year Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15, half off. The Vino Wine Warehouse has over 1,000 retail wine items, 16 craft draft beers, a full liquor section, and a unique modern menu with some amazing appetizers. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, it's the Friday Five, and it's all ones. No zeros, just ones. Well, this one is a failure. Gonna crash.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100. News Radio WSGW.
We are broadcasting this morning from Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland, where now is the time to shop. Now is the time to get all those plans together as you get ready to spring plant. It's not too early to set aside some of the plants and some of the furnishings that you might like in your front yard or your backyard. They're taking orders right now. They do have inventory in stock that you can select, tag, and set aside for delivery when the weather gets a whole lot nicer, at least a whole lot warmer. And then you'll have the chance to enjoy some of these furnishings all the way through the warmer part of the year. Prices, they aren't going to get any better. As a matter of fact, now you can lock in some prices for some of this outdoor furnishings that Maple Hill and will be getting in. The orders have been arriving on time, so now is the time for you to come and stop by and take a look at what's available and buy it now at Maple Hill Nursery, 2672 Northeastman Road in Midland.
All right, Terry, we'll hear from you next half hour too up at Maple Hill Nursery. We're talking to Paul White, our positive motivator, and wrote a book which is called The Answer Dispensary. And Paul, one of the chapters in the book which fascinates me is the fourth chapter, The Gift of Telling the Truth and Owning a Mistake. Explain that.
Yeah, well, that for me exemplified how I want to live my life and how my personal character is defined. And we all make mistakes. In fact, I might say that with all the attempts I make at doing things, I make more than anyone else. When we do make a mistake, though, it's really, what do we do about it? And when we make a mistake, if we try to hide it, cover it, lie about it, not admit it, typically at some point, either immediately or down the road in our life, it comes back to produce negative results. In fact, in our mind, it's always with us. So we made a mistake unless we can deal with that mistake immediately. And so, one of the things we've seen is a lot of famous people who make mistakes are told by their publicists to go out there and say, now you have to say you're sorry and really try hard to be sincere about it. But their actions after saying that would not support. We have a plaque in our home that says, thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become character, and character is everything. And so that was designed to say that if you do make a mistake, don't be afraid to admit you made a mistake, but then come up with a plan that could turn that mistake into something that could actually turn out to be good for you. So it may mean that if you make a mistake at work and admit it and handle it well, that you might be considered for a promotion, because it's like, I really appreciate the way they handled making a mistake. And that defines your character.
I talked to a senior executive one time who told me, look, Art, we make decisions every day. If I'm right 51% of the time, I'm ahead of the game.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's true. It really is true. So the book the Answer Dispensary, you're continuing to look for a publisher, but if you don't find one, you're going to self-publish?
No, I'm very committed to resist the temptation of self-publishing, because that doesn't get me where I want to go. Where I want to go is I want to change the world. And I think what I've written can help me get there and help others. And so I'm going to continue to pursue, finding ways to get followers until I can get to that hundreds of thousands, to where, any publisher at that point could be successful publishing the book. And if I can create enough vibe where they're going to come to me and say, Paul, you should consider writing a book. It's like, yeah. I've got one ready to go.
I have to tell you, as I listen to this, my mind is going back in time, saying to myself, whatever happened to the day when publishers looked at a book and decided that its content was worth publishing rather than how many coattails you bring along with you? And it's a different world, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and it's all about the money. And, the only way to get there is through a literary agent. Literary agents get 15% of everything you make and stuff. And I accept all that because it gets my message out there. So there's going to be a lot of different things that come up. But as long as I can have a positive impact on the world and a positive impact on people and help others learn how to help others, then that's a good thing. So, we talked earlier, you said, what are the ways that people can deal with things when they're down? And right before Thanksgiving, I wrote an article entitled The 5 Things I'm Thankful For. And it was a process that I'd like to share that really had an impact on my life. And what it was every night when you lay your head down on the pillow, you have to come up with 5 things you're thankful for. And as this person was explaining it to me, I go, well, that's simple. First night, our kids, my parents, our customers that frequent our business, and the people I get to work with, done. So, my wife was part of that 5 and stuff. So it's like, what's the big deal? Then the person threw a huge wrench in and said, you can't use the same thing twice.
I was going to say 5 new things, right?
Day 2 got a little harder. I put a warm bed, fruits, vegetables, music, in the holidays, but that was a close one. I had to really think about it. So what transpired in my life was I started looking for things I could be thankful for by the end of the day. And then because I'm so competitive, I decided I want those 5 things by noon.
Yep.
And what happened is I started looking at things through a new set of eyes. Everything that I had seen before, I was seeing differently. My eyes were, these new eyes were noticing things I hadn't noticed before. It was the same thing, but a new perspective. And I embraced every experience each day and amplified the impact that it had on me. So I'll give you an example, crossing guards.
All right, Paul, I'm going to have to interrupt for time, unfortunately.
Yep.
However, this was interesting and fun, and we need to do it again. So, down the road a few weeks, I'll give you a call and we'll break words again.
I'd love to.
Good. Thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for the privilege, Art.
All right. Paul White, ladies and gentlemen, we thank him for joining us. We're going to take our last break and come back and close out this edition of the Art Lewis Show.
The money storm is coming to Saginaw Eagles Landing, and you could win up to $2,022 in cash every Friday in January. Then on Saturdays, starting January 8th, Generate Your Luck is your chance to win a $10,000 Generac generator. Drawings are 4 to 9 p.m., and you can win $1,000 cash or a new generator. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Let your fun out. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Your day starts before the sun rises. Once your boots hit the ground, you head out to a field, a barn, or a tractor. As stewards of the land, you know anything worth doing is worth doing right. At Farm Bureau Insurance, we've always believed in and practiced this same philosophy. From heaving bales and weaning calves to spring seeding and fall harvests, it's all about an honest day's work. Knowing your insurance provider is rooted in Michigan offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Find your coverage in Vassar, Millington, and Mayville. Call Denny Miller at 989-823-8493.
More than 1 in 3 people will face cancer in their lifetime. Unfortunately, fear can stop you from getting cancer screening, but it won't stop cancer. Early detection can save your life. Don't wait for symptoms to appear to act. Cancer screening is safe, effective, and accessible for everyone, including free or low-cost screening programs. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now and take the American Cancer Society's 2-minute cancer screening quiz to find out what screening tests are right for you. Don't wait. Take the quiz. Get screened. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now. cancerscreenquiz.com.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for this Friday. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back Monday with lots more. But stick around for Focus now. We're going to talk about radon, how to detect it and what it can do if you don't. All of that coming up on Focus, and that will be right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. 2 deaths have hit the world of entertainment.
I want you. I need you.
Like his album sales, the online tributes to the late singer Meatloaf are stacking up. The Grammy winner died at 74. A family statement does not mention a cause of death. Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell, released in 1977, is one of the top all time. And there's word just in that the robust actor and comedian Louis Anderson has died. Complications from cancer, according to his family. He had a stand-up act that was popular in clubs and on TV.
Hadn't eaten in 5 days. What's that like? I went 3 hours once, but that was just a bad waiter.
Louis Anderson also hosted TV's Family Feud for a while. He was 68. No breakthroughs in Geneva, but CBS's Cammie McCormick tells us the U.S. and Russia are still on speaking terms after a high-level diplomatic meeting about Ukraine.
Secretary Blinken called the talks frank and substantive.
This was not negotiated. Exchange of concerns and ideas.
The next step will be putting concerns in writing.
We anticipate that we will be able to share with Russia our concerns and ideas in more detail and in writing next week. And we agreed to further discussions after that.
Foreign Minister Lavrov said after the meeting that it's unclear whether the two sides are on the right track or not.
A grim scene in Western Canada, and an American is facing criminal charges.
47-year-old Steve Shand of Florida is facing human smuggling charges after the bodies of 4 people, including a baby and a teenager, were found in a field near Emerson, Manitoba, just north of the U.S. border. Investigators believe it was a failed during a blizzard.
We don't know how these individuals got to Emerson, but our investigators are certainly going to look into every aspect of their deaths.
Jane McClatchy is with the Manitoba Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Shand was allegedly transporting 2 undocumented Indian nationals in a 15-passenger van when he was arrested. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Some big weather concerns in much of the South today with a mix of snow, ice, and rain as temperatures plunge. Bill Saffo is the mayor of Wilmington, North Carolina.
We are going to be seeing power outages. We are going to see down trees and tree limbs, and we have crews ready to go to clean that debris up as quickly as we can get them out.
The candy maker Mars says it's giving a makeover to its 6 M&M's characters as a way to promote inclusivity. Wall Street, right now, the Dow is up 19 points. The S&P is down 13. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, get me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is exponential.
We're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
is matching up.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Get Upside app and get 25 cents per gallon cash back on every gallon of gas you buy. Don't miss out. Millions of people have earned over $200 cash back every month just by using Get Upside and getting gas, which you were going to do anyways. There's no catch. It's simple and free. Download the free Get Upside app now and use promo code HYBRID to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up. That's promo code HYBRID.
Frosty frogs, icy elephants, gleaming dragons, celebrating 31 years of winter with shining sculptures of sparkling horses, glossy penguins, and shimmering bears. Get Snowfest returns to Frankenmuth January 26th through the 30th. Zender's Snowfest 2022 will once again dazzle and excite you with sculptures created by professional ice and snow carvers from this area and around the country. In addition, there's entertainment for the whole family in the warming tent and plenty of food, refreshments, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Plus, the All Things Chocolate Recipe Contest in the warming tent on Wednesday, January 26th. Bring the family and enjoy larger-than-life snow sculptures and the beautifully detailed ice carvings at Zender's Snowfest, January 26th through the 30th in Frankenmuth. Get more information on the web at zenders.com. Brought to you by the great folks at Pepsi, Frankenmuth Bavarian Inn, Schaefer and Beer Line, Michigan Sugar, Michigan Cat, Dow, and Gordon Food Service.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSG.
14 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. Saginaw County Prosecutor John McColgan and Saginaw Police Chief Robert Ruth are urging citizens to lock their vehicles as there's been an uptick of vehicle thefts in the city of Saginaw. Saginaw police have taken at least 12 stolen vehicle complaints this month alone, a significant rate increase from 2021. Officers also have taken complaints of valuables being stolen from inside vehicles. Chief Ruth said some of the vehicles have been left running with keys inside, so he warns people that warming up your vehicle in the cold weather can make you a target. He said none of those vehicles were stolen by force or violence. McColgan and Ruth urged citizens to be vigilant in reporting suspicious activity near their homes or neighboring businesses. McColgan said some of the vehicles are being stolen for joyriding and then left at another location, making it more difficult to charge those responsible. Authorities in the Saginaw Public School District are reminding parents to be on their children. Yesterday, around 8:15 a.m., a middle-aged white man followed two students near Chester Miller Elementary on Malzahn and Carmen. The man was wearing a dark long-sleeve shirt, dark pants, a dark blue or black beanie cap, and a dark-colored vest. The students became concerned and reported the incident to an adult at the school. A Saginaw Police Patrol unit was sent to the scene. Authorities urge anyone who sees someone suspicious or out of the ordinary to contact school authorities and call 911. Saginaw High School is closed today due to a water main break. The game that was scheduled for tonight has been canceled. WSTW News Time is 11:07.
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating? One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of exocrine or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com, or call 1-800-633-9110.
WSTW News Time, 11:08. Bangor Township firefighters responded to a fully involved structure fire last night just before 5:30. The fire occurred in a vacant commercial building near the area of producing a large column of black smoke, which could be seen for miles. Fire Chief Rob Glenn says county salt trucks were called in to salt Huron Road with icy conditions, making battling the fire difficult. Crews finished about 7:35. No injuries were reported, but the building was a complete loss. Officials are investigating the cause of the fire. The Bay County Sheriff's Department and MMR were on scene to assist. A 20-year-old Mount Pleasant man was arrested Wednesday after stealing a vehicle from a Mount Pleasant auto dealership. Police arrived at the Right Way Auto at 1119 South Mission just before 10 a.m., where witnesses say the suspect produced a handgun and stole the vehicle and then fled. Police identified the suspect because he left his own vehicle at the scene of the crime. He was arrested without incident in Bay County. Police recovered a BB gun believed to have been used in the robbery. If you have any information, you're asked to call Mount Pleasant Police. A Detroit area judge has apologized for wishing that she could send a 72-year-old immigrant with cancer to jail for a weedy property. Alexis Crott is a judge in Hamtramck's District Court. She says she acted intemperately on January 10th and is, quote, very embarrassed, end quote. Crott had ordered Burham Chowdhury to pay $100 for failing to tame weeds and other vegetation at the rear of his property. The judge's apology this week followed a TV report about the case and criticism about how she treated the man. Chowdhury, a native of Bangladesh, explained that he was weak with cancer. A son says he helps his father with the yard, but was out of the country at the time. Snowmobile drag racing, ATV racing, a fishing contest, and more. That's what's in store this weekend and next weekend in Houghton Lake for the Tip Up Town Festival.
We have a merchant's tent. We have vendors with lots of food and things you can buy. Whole festival.
That's Jay Jacobs, Executive Director of the Houghton Lake Chamber of Commerce. He says a tip-up is an apparatus used for ice fishing, and he says Tip Up Town is Michigan's oldest winter festival. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom, 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the lower 20s. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, we'll see an increase in cloud cover, a low near 11. By Saturday, a chance for some snow showers here. Cloudy sky conditions, high of 27 degrees. Then on Sunday, a chance for some flurries here. Cloudy and a high around 21. Monday, a chance for some snow showers. Cloudy, high of 26 degrees. Then by Tuesday, mostly sunny skies. We'll see a high around 18. I'm meteorologist Jennifer with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 16.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my Second on Spirit home studio. Brought to you today by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. We're going to learn about something else today. We're going to learn about radon. And to do that, from the Saginaw County Health Department, we say good morning to Chris Clowoon. Chris, good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
We're doing well. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I guess we need to start with a bit of an overview of what is radon and why are we concerned about it?
All right. So radon is a colorless, odorless gas that is also radioactive. And the concern for it is it can cause cancer, especially lung cancer. Radon gas is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, causing roughly about 22,000 deaths a year.
So, how do I come in contact with radon? Is it in products that I buy or is it coming into my house? Or how am I getting exposed to radon?
Sure. Most exposures, household exposure, it is caused through the natural radioactive decay of soil, of the rocks underneath of us. So it seeps up, and since it's about 7 to 8 times heavier than natural air, it pools in places like basements. So it'll come up naturally through the ground, it'll find your basement, and it'll accumulate in your basement. So most people's exposure comes from it accumulating in their basement and then potentially getting distributed through their house. Or
that brings up some questions. For example, my house, I have a cement floor in my basement. Does radon come up through the cement? Does it permeate through cement?
What it really comes up through is the cracks and gaps in your basement.
Okay.
So if you have an uncovered sump pump, or the natural sometimes cracks that form in foundations and basement floors, or like where maybe your sewer or your water line comes in, if those aren't sealed up tight, it'll come up through there.
So do we know if certain regions are more suspect than others? In other words, in example, Saginaw County or the Great Lakes Bay region, can you look at a map and say, well, there's going to be radon problems there, but there probably won't be over here?
So for Saginaw, there's not a lot of sort of correlation or areas that we find that are hot spots. We find it spread out throughout the county, but we are finding about 15% of the homes that have been tested have levels that are higher than what the EPA considers to be a recommended action level. So no real hot spots, but there's a chance throughout the entire county that it could be at a higher level.
All right, so that brings up the next question. How do I test for it? How do I know if I have it?
All right, so test kits throughout the month of January are available for free at the health department. Their test kits are super easy to use. It's basically this, lack of a better word, it looks almost like a sleeve that you hang up in the lowest part of your house in a very still area. You hang it up there for about 3 days. You then seal it up and mails into a testing center that's out of state, and they'll send results back to the homeowner.
All right. Hang on. I've got to take a break. We come back. We'll talk about what to do if you have it. And we are talking to Chris Clawoon at the Saginaw County Health Department about radon. Also, at the end of the break, we'll hear from Terry Henney up at Maple Hill Nursery.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail. Sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
This year, Dairyland Seed has been all about less talk and more yield. Well, the Michigan corn trial results are in, and they don't have to say much because the yield numbers speak for themselves. 5 first-place finishes and 13 top 5 finishes in Michigan first trials to go along with 23 top 10 finishes across the state. Now that's bringing the yield. To see which Dairyland Seed corn hybrids are performing best in your area of Michigan, visit dairylandseed.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just a click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Decorating just became a lot more fun. More fun by coming to Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. We're broadcasting from Maple Hill this morning at 2672 North Eastman Road. The reason why we're here is Chuck Cervinsky has inventory. Outdoor furnishings, whether it's tables, whether it's chairs, whatever, you can pick some very nice things. And the nice thing about it is the inventory is here so you can see it. You can order something special if you like, but they do have good inventory available at reasonable pricing. One thing is for sure, those prices aren't going to be any less than what they are right now. And the chances are real good once we get close to the season, pricing is going to go up. So now is the time to buy. Now's the time to look. Now's the time to put the dreams into reality in your front yard or your backyard by stopping by today. Nursery, 2672 North Eastman Road in Midland. Stop by, say hello, and enjoy a shopping experience at Maple Hill.
All right, Terry, we'll look for more on the Farm Show coming up after Focus this morning. We're talking to Chris Plavoon from the Saginaw County Health Department about radon. So, Chris, I hang up this sleeve for a few days. I send it off, and let's say the test comes back positive for radon. Now what?
So, as I mentioned earlier, it comes up through those in your foundation or your basement walls. So what you want to do is then seal it. So just caulk it. If you have a sump pump, put a cover. You can get a sealed cover sump pump. Anything you can do to eliminate those cracks, gaps. Once you do that, give it time to more or less naturally settle. Retest. If your retest comes back high, then what you can do, there are contractors out there who can put an active radon mitigation system in, which is essentially they'll drill a hole through the basement floor, put a pipe down through that, and blower that'll push the air and gas underneath your basement subfloor out the top of your house above the roof line.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How do I find one of those guys?
Usually just an internet search, a Google search, and you can find one. Just look up like radon mitigation or radon mitigation contractor.
So let me ask this, because the radon comes in through the basement floor, the cracks, and you said it pools at these low levels. Am I then to assume, and I know that's a terrible word, but am I then to assume that my heating system is going to spread it throughout the house?
There is that potential, especially depends on how your heating system draws air. So, if it's making its makeup air down in the basement, there's a greater chance that it could be pulling that basement air and pushing it out throughout the house.
And how do I know if I've been exposed to radon?
Testing really is the only way, because, like I said, it's odorless, colorless, tasteless. You're not going to see it floating around in the air. So running or using a test kit and sending it in will really be your only chance.
And
you've been exposed and at what levels.
And do I understand, if I read this right, radon is responsible for 21,000 deaths annually?
Yep. Like I said, it's the second leading cause of lung cancer, roughly 20 to 22,000 deaths a year in the United States.
Are smokers more susceptible since it's lung cancer?
Yep. Yeah, actually they are. I don't recall the statistics on it, but it has one of those synergetic effects where radon in combination with smoking, makes it more likely than just on alone.
And so if you were to look at, we'll just stay Saginaw County for a minute because that's where you are. If you were to look at Saginaw County, what percentage of homes and businesses would you guess have a radon problem?
So we have probably 20 plus years of data, and we see about 15%. And recently, I was just checking our website, and the maps are up. We recently had a project with a student intern where she mapped our radon results from 2010 to 2021 and created some maps for us so people can actually tests have been done and at what levels it's been found.
So if I tested my basement today, I hung up that sleeve and then sent it off, it comes back negative.
Mm-hmm.
When do I have to do it again, or do I have to do it again?
It never hurts to do it again, but you probably could go a couple years easy, especially if you have a very low or negative result. It's not one of those things where it's going to change drastically in a short period of time.
Areas that don't have radon, could they develop radon problems?
They could, but again, it's essentially the breakdown of natural materials. Those things develop over centuries. What may be more of a key to, as a homeowner, to look at is, do you suddenly have developed cracks in your basement that you've never had before?
That,
or something's shifted that,
You mentioned radioactivity in radon.
Mm-hmm.
And just out of curiosity, the way my mind works, if I were to borrow a Geiger counter for someone and completely run it over my basement, if I had radon, would it tell me because of the radioactivity?
No, because it's at such a sort of minute level.
Okay.
It's measured in this thing called a curie per liter. In radon, the tests come back in picocurie. So it's,
wow.
Yeah, really tiny amount.
So you're telling me that little tiny amount can affect my health, though?
Yep. So it's one of those things with lifetime exposures. So it's,
cumulative.
A day of it probably will. Yeah. So a day of it probably won't do anything. But if you're breathing that air for 20 years, you're greatly increasing your potential chance.
Oh, wow. All right. You mentioned the health department has test kits during January. How do we get them?
So just come into the health department. You want to go to environmental health, which is room 101. We are open 8 to 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and just come on in and we'll help you out. And
is there a cost to either get the kit or to send off for the results?
During January, it's free. Outside of January, they're usually $10, and the analysis is free. The postage is prepaid on them. It's just $10 for the kit, but all through January, free kits.
Good deal. I may stop in today and get one. Chris, thank you much for spending some time with us. We appreciate it. And is there more information on your website about this?
Yep. So if you go to SaginawPublicHealth.org, and then go to environmental health page, there is more information on radon and including those maps that I mentioned earlier.
I appreciate it. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.
You also, sir.
Right. Bye-bye. Chris Clawoon from the Saginaw County Health Department on radon. Good information for you. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll find out what's happening in the marketplaces with Baird and Company.
Planning your home improvement projects for 2022? Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been helping their Great Lakes Bay region clients for 64 years with large projects like remodeling a kitchen or bathroom,